Starting today's Universal Studios Hollywood video right over here at the Woody Woodpecker lot, where you can see a lot of earth has been moved in preparation for this project to eventually go vertical. Hopefully sometime this summer we'll see this go vertical, but they've been doing so much work in the ground, it's pretty crazy. And you can see off in the distance there that they have been digging out particular spots which will be for foundation and all that kind of fun stuff. So I would think here very, very soon we're going to see a lot of rebar show up on site, and then eventually some concrete work. And it's still contained in the same area. They haven't extended the footprint of the project just yet, but I think as time goes on, I wouldn't be surprised if they extend it all the way out there, because allegedly that's where the hotel is supposed to go, and this just might be, you know, the start of all that. So really exciting stuff here at the parking structures. And it looks like they're giving Disney a run for their money with the new Cars attraction. Universal's going to have their own version here. You can see they're already building it. And if you couldn't already tell from those first few clips, look at how beautiful the weather is. I'm actually wearing shorts. It's unbelievable. I'm so glad that it's nice and sunny out. Blue skies. Yeah, I was really tired of that May gray. We're going to get more of it though, so I'm not, I'm not too excited for the coming weeks, because apparently we're supposed to be getting a storm too. But I will take this for today. This is perfect. And before I forget, hello everyone, welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan, and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Yeah, we're cruising around Universal Studios Hollywood today because I wanted to give you an update on Horror Nights, the construction happening around the property, and of course, Fast and the Furious. It's gonna be a good day. Like I said, the weather is beautiful, so I'm stoked. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Flowers are looking beautiful today. And we'll talk about CityWalk on the way out. Figure I head inside the park first and cover the coaster and Halloween Horror Nights. But yeah, it's just gorgeous today, and it feels so nice. It feels really, really nice. Made it in the park. Let's see what the wait times are. It shouldn't be too bad today. Mario Kart, yeah, 45 minutes. Jurassic World, 10 minutes. Studio Tour's a walk-on. Flight of the Hippogriff's a walk-on, and Harry Potter's a walk-on. So yeah, it's very light today. I think the first stop is going to be the Parisian courtyard, since they've started work on the Halloween Horror Nights haunted house there. So let's beeline it that way. Man, oh man, this breeze feels so nice right now. This is definitely a beach day. I wish Universal Studios was right next to the ocean. That'd be pretty awesome. Oh yeah, and would you look at that? Vertical construction is now visible over the construction fence here in the Parisian courtyard for this unannounced Halloween Horror Nights haunted house. Yeah, I'm still not sure what this one is going to be, but again, it might be something themed to Super Nintendo World, or even Yoshi, since Yoshi now has a meet and greet during FanFest nights. He might have his own haunted house here in the Parisian courtyard. And I'm sure at the rate that all the construction crews are going, I wouldn't be surprised if the facade goes vertical by the end of the month, and we really start to see, more details when it comes to trying to figure out what this haunted house is going to be. Now, the past couple of years, the haunted house that's been in this spot has been an original haunted house, so I hope they continue that trend. I love when Hollywood does original haunted houses, so maybe they'll do something original in this spot once again for the 2025 season. It would be kind of cool if they did some sort of 1950s type original haunted house that kind of ties in with Mel's Diner. That would be honestly pretty legit. Overall, it's looking like they're just getting started on the front half of the haunted house. And then from French Street, it's looking the same like in my last video. No real visible changes just yet. Let's move on to Hollywood Drift, or Drift Hollywood, or Drifting Through Hollywood, whichever you want to say. Look at this over here. They've installed some new catwalk. Oh yeah. Right before you head into the dive loop, and on the other side there, right as you exit the dive loop, that straightaway section will have a ton of LSM fins that will give us that nice boost into the stall. But yeah, they've actually made quite a bit of progress since my last video, and it was only a couple days ago I was here, so really nice to see that work just continues at a very, very speedy pace. And I'm still thinking they won't move on to the sound wall, which is right here, until they finish a lot of the other installations down in that corner of the coaster. Once they finish with the catwalk, and I'm sure the LSM fins and all that fun stuff, they'll move on to the sound wall, which will eventually make its way all the way over to the escalators. There's a lot of work to be done there. Right now, crews on site are working on a lot of electrical, which they have been working on the past few weeks now since the track work is pretty much complete. They still have to go through and probably do some gauging and whatnot, but it seems like the bulk of the work has now shifted to hooking this bad boy up. I'm also noticing some crew members down by the support columns checking the torque of a lot of the bolts, and they'll probably have to do this for the entire layout. It's one of those tasks that does take a long time, but it's all part of opening up a new roller coaster. They got to make sure all the bolts are tightened to where they're supposed to be. We have some more crew members working on the block brake section, and then the power down below it. Yeah, this coaster has a lot of electrical work, and throughout the layout there's plenty of these electrical boxes. You can see off in the distance the staging areas. Well, one of the staging areas for the coaster, a lot of pieces for the sound wall are there ready to go. But again, I don't think they're going to get to the sound wall at least for a few more weeks. They got to finish a few other things first. At least that's what I'm thinking, just because of efficiency. But you never know. They might move on to the sound wall a little bit sooner than later. I'm just thinking because of all this work right here, they might hold off. And it seems like all the work on the building itself is pretty much wrapped up, all the major stuff. They still have black tarps around the entry and exit points for the maintenance bay. And it looks like off to the right there, towards the front of the building, scaffolding is starting to come down. So that's pretty nice. We'll get a better view of that when we head back that way. Overall, it's looking like the project is ahead of schedule. I mean, they've completed the track work extremely fast, and they've been doing all the little tiny tasks relatively quickly as well. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a soft opening of this sometime around Grinchmas. At the tail end of French Street here, you can see same story like I've been documenting the past few weeks. A lot of electrical happening. Drive tires have been hooked up, and a few other things just to get power to this section of the coaster. Yeah, I can only imagine how many miles of cable have been used already and how much there still needs to be installed to get this thing ready to go. There's just been so much in the past few weeks. Like, look at this bunch of it right here. There's a lot of crew members working on the inside of the maintenance bay, so I would assume if the coaster cars have shown up on site, there's a lot of work happening just to get those assembled and ready to go for testing. Again, here's the spot where they recently took down the scaffolding, and you can see there's some left behind pieces, so I'm wondering if they'll put some decorations up there or they'll eventually just patch it up. We have a crew member painting up there at the top of the staircase. And then again, yeah, just overall so much wiring going in for the drive tires and the rest of the power in this back half of the coaster. And then here's a good view of inside the load and unload. You can get a little glimpse. It's kind of hard to tell because it's a little dark from my perspective if there's a bunch of theming going on in there, but I'm sure there is. And again, these pieces that protrude from the side of the building could also mean electrical, so maybe some exterior lighting, because as of right now, I'm not seeing any sort of exterior lighting on the show building. Like, they're for sure gonna have some lighting up here to, you know, cast whatever they got to do on the facade, and then maybe up in here too. But I mean, yeah, I would hope that the building has some exterior, you know, fixtures going on. Okay, let's move on over to the studio tour. 10-minute wait upon arrival. Yeah, I got some other good views of the inside of the load and unload area at Fast and the Furious, so that's shaping up very nicely. I can't wait to see the finished product when we eventually ride. Already just got off the studio tour. Really good views of all of the Halloween Horror Nights haunted houses being built around the lot. First up, the one in Jurassic World. Again, that it's all confirmed, and they've gone vertical with the construction since my last visit only a couple days ago. So really exciting stuff. Again, none of these haunted houses have been announced, so it's all just one big mystery. Could be a Jurassic Park maze for all we know, and that would be kind of cool if they ever did a Jurassic Park or a Jurassic World haunted house. But as of right now, yeah, things are going vertical in that spot. And I'm sure here in the next few weeks, we'll see that facade pop up, which will then give us some more context clues as to what that house will be. Then behind Transformers, that one is shaping up very nicely. And the more and more this one goes up, the more and more I'm leaning towards a return of a fan favorite from 2022, which was Scarecrow the Reaping. It looks very similar to that haunted house. Oh, here comes a helicopter. We are in Los Angeles, so there's a bunch of helicopters that always fly over Universal Studios Hollywood. But yeah, that one looks very similar to Scarecrow the Reaping. Again, it was an awesome haunted house in 2022, and the facade just looks so similar to the facade for that haunted house back then. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this one. And also got a really good glimpse of the interior space, and it looks like another facade is going up within the layout. And again, it looks like the barn that was in Scarecrow the Reaping. So maybe a comeback for this one, and maybe we'll see some different rooms if it does make a comeback. I'm excited because that was a really good haunted house. Again, nothing is official, but I'm leaning towards the return of Scarecrow the Reaping. It does make sense though when you really think about it, because Scarecrow the Reaping is going to the Horror Unleashed attraction in Las Vegas, and this would be a really good marketing opportunity for the public. It would get the public used to this haunted house, and hey, maybe it'll entice people to go and visit the location in Vegas. And then as far as the surface lot next to Curious George, I wasn't able to get a bird's eye view of the facade the haunted house that's closest to the tram road, but we did get a nice view of the facade of the haunted house that's closest to the parking structure. And again, that one looks very similar to Poltergeist back in 2018. So maybe we'll see that one make a comeback as well. That facade looks almost identical. So, which by the way is shaping up very, very nicely. They have been moving so fast on all the facade work. I mean, shout out to the crews in general that work on Halloween Horror Nights. They throw these things up so quick. And it's crazy because they all have so much detail in them. It's just incredible, all the work that goes into these things. These temporary structures are not even permanent. So again, it's just so much fun to watch these go up from the ground, and into something spectacular. But now that I'm off the tram, let's continue the journey around the park. I think the park closes here very, very soon. Yeah, 6 p.m. and it is 5 p.m. So I got about an hour. So we still have some time to check up on the rest of the coaster, and then the Halloween Horror Nights haunted house being built behind Revenge of the Mummy. Oh, dang, ice cream sounds so good right now. Like oh, dude, rainbow cotton candy? I didn't even know they had this. OMG. I think I'm gonna have to get that next time this is open. I wonder if they have that ice cream at different locations. I wonder if they have that over by the Minions Cafe too. That just like blew my mind. I had no idea they had a cotton candy flavored ice cream there. You know me with cotton candy. For those that have been watching me for a while, I'm obsessed with cotton candy. I'm still waiting for them to build a giant cotton candy stand here one of these days, because I will be first in line. I will be here for the grand opening of that. I might even be at the ribbon cutting ceremony, because that'd be epic. That would be epic. Alrighty, moving on back to the coaster. You can see crews are working at the booth section. Now they have recently installed LSM fins over here too. Can't see them from this angle, but once I go down the stairs a little bit more, we'll be able to see them. But yeah, they're hooking all those bad boys up, and that boost will eventually give us the momentum to get over the escalator, which will be exciting. But yeah, lots of little nitty-gritty things happening on Fast and the Furious this week, and for probably the next few weeks. Yeah, here's a better shot right here. You can see right there, those beautiful LSM fins are ready to go. And then here's a closer view of those LSM fins. If you look really, really closely, you can see where they're individually hooked up to power there. Yeah, and those fins are just enough to give us that momentum. We're already going to be going pretty quick in this area too, but it's going to be so fun to have one final boost before the end of the ride. Yeah, that's what crews are working on today. There's a couple crew members walking on that section of track, but it is pretty cool to get a nice close-up view of those individual connections. Isn't that neat? And then over here on the hillside, you can see that they've been pouring some concrete on a new little pathway that will eventually lead over here to Timeline Road. But they poured that in just a couple days. So again, super quick progress, and a lot more rebar is ready to go too. Earlier when I was on the tram, crew members were power washing that, getting it prepped for, I would assume, more concrete. It's pretty much everything going on for Fast and the Furious. So let's see what's going on over here for Halloween Horror Nights. Hold on, everybody. I'm going to zoom in again. Whoa. Yeah, I really hope some of you didn't fall off your seats. This is looking the same right here, so maybe most of the work is happening in the center of the layout for this haunted house. Again, this is yet to be announced. This could be Revenge of the Mummy, the haunted house, the maze, the haunted house, for all we know. The back half is looking really good too. Again, I'm really glad they extended this haunted house a little bit further. I love when they do that because yeah, it just makes the experience a little bit longer. This is typically the shortest, haunted house that they have at the event. I would say this one and the haunted house that usually goes into the former Walking Dead attraction. I would say those are like the shortest ones. And I'm not noticing any new progress on this retaining wall project that's been going on the side of the hill. Can't wait to see what this all looks like by the end of the year, and if by then they start work in other areas for potential expansion, because I still think that this is just a precursor to something a lot larger for the rest of the lot. And then off in the distance there at the extended Jurassic World haunted house, yeah, no facade work just yet. I mean, it looks like they do have some lumber up there in the front, but nothing like major has popped up to give us any sort of clue as to what that's going to be. But it is kind of cool to finally see a haunted house in that corner again. It's been so long. And here's another angle of this haunted house. And again, John Murdy did confirm that the facade will be going here, like in years past. It will not be going on the other side. So that means that some of this construction that they're doing right here on the hillside will be complete, at least enough so to where they can support, a line and exit and entry points and all that kind of fun stuff. Alrighty, I think I'm gonna start making my way outside into CityWalk. We'll talk about a few things there and then we'll call it a day. Made it to CityWalk, and over here at Slice House, they're still working on it, but they do have their application to sell alcohol all ready to go. So hopefully that will open up very, very soon and we can give that pizza a try. I don't think I've ever had Slice House pizza before. Moving further down into CityWalk, Raising Cane's is moving along, and I'm sure they want to get this all ready to go in time for Halloween Horror Nights, because I have a feeling that that is going to be the place to be for Halloween Horror Nights as far as grabbing a quick bite to eat. Raising Cane's is very, very popular here in Southern California, so yeah, this was a very smart move for them to add a location at CityWalk. And then over at Escapology, it looks like the project has been completed, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is ready to go at the start of the summer season here at Universal Studios. And yeah, this will be a good little entertainment venue, especially for people that want to do a little bit more after their park visit. If the park closes at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., it's a great alternative if you don't want to grab anything to eat, but you still want to have some entertainment. So the escape room should do relatively well here at CityWalk. But other than that, I think that's going to do it for today's quick trip to Universal Studios Hollywood. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these updates from Universal or some of your other favorite theme parks, well, you should consider subscribing, because I have brand new videos every single week that you won't want to miss out on. And also be sure to check me out on X and Instagram. Those links will be down below in the description. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.